Hello everyone, welcome into my craft space. Today I am super excited to be part of the Summer Simples collaboration with RachandBella Crafts and special guest designer Angela Kerr. We are using the hashtag Crafty Summer Simples, and that's just what we're trying to do today is keep it simple while we are crafting through the summer. We all know that there's stuff going on, yard work and garden work and vacations and no school days and all the things that go along with summer, this hot heat that's keeping us all tired and not wanting to do anything really. So the idea is to offer simple projects that you can do even through all those situations. And this collection is absolutely beautiful. The two designers, Rachel from RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr, really have done it again. Their collections are so cohesive and wonderful. It's just awesome. So if you go to their coffee, there will be all the links down below. If you go to RachandBella Crafts coffee site or Ko-fi site, you can get this schedule too and kind of use it like, I'm going to date myself here, like a TV guide. And you can see who was on the 1st of July and this started on the 1st of July, but there was a launch video on the 30th of June. And then there's two creators with a different theme on the same day. So I am blessed enough to be matched up with Corey Dahman. I don't know if Rachel did it on purpose or not, but we both live in Washington State. How cool is that? And she's an awesome creator along with everybody else here. We've got a beautiful assortment of creativity for you to figure out some fun summer simples. And there's actually another page that continues on because it goes on all July. And you won't want to miss anyone because it's so awesome. If you're just finding us now, you can go back and watch the replays of all the videos. There's actually a playlist on RachandBella Crafts YouTube channel, so you can get that there. So let's get going. Here's what I have for you. We are going to do Don't Flip Out during summer. We're going to make a little envelope folio flip, and it is one of my favoriteest things ever to make because it is so super simple and just fun to try to start and put them together. I had to stop myself here. You can see these ones are already starting to be put together because I just love trying to figure out how they're going to go, how they're going to flow, and all of the things. Now, envelopes you can find anywhere. This is a really good time of year in the United States during the summertime to find envelopes and stationery because people will have graduations or weddings or whatnot, and they'll have extra stationery. Those are the times when people still give a paper invitation or stationery or a program or, you know, just an announcement, whatever it is, or a save the date. And they'll have all kinds of envelopes left over. You can also find them in thrift shops. I sometimes find them in like bundles, and it's all just, sometimes there's even cards in there, just assortments of envelopes that you can purchase. I also found this kit at Joann's. It was on sale because it was a Valentine's kit. So it was 80% off, and it has card blanks and envelopes. So cards, 64 each, cards and envelopes, and it was 80% off. And if you look here, so it has 32 A7 cards, 32 A7 envelopes, 32 mini cards that are whatever size this is, 3.625 by 2.5, and then 32 mini envelopes that fit those tiny cards. So what a find, right? And I often look for things like that. You can also ask your friends if they have extra envelopes. If you don't have any graduations or weddings, just ask your friends, hey, save some envelopes. If you have incoming mail, sometimes I save those too. You can use junk mail. And then also in these beautiful kits, there is some lovely printed digital envelopes that you can just print out and fold along. There's all sizes and like all different shapes and fun sizes. These ones look almost like pockets. And I can't remember right now which creative it was on the list, but it was somebody I've already watched, so it's already happened. One of these lovely ladies was doing some origami envelopes. So, and they're super simple and fun. So if you don't have any envelopes, don't worry. There are ways to get envelopes, and you can fold them out of cardstock. You can make them out of printer paper. You can make them out of just about anything, and they'll turn out lovely. But I'm going to use, some of these are old Hallmark envelopes, and some of them are from this kit that I got, and then I just have an assortment And I've got like a CD one. I've got all kinds of shapes and sizes. Now, some of the vintage ones that I find are super tiny, and I think those are really great. I love mixing in an assortment of sizes and shapes and all the things. So these are the little tiny ones. And my favorite are these ones that are square. Now, one thing I do like to do is, and this is just personal preference, I like to cut this off here. It takes out a little bit of the bulk, but what it really does is it makes it a little bit easier to cover this area here with paper, because then it's all a straight line here instead of these little wings. Now, these wings are designed to help keep things in your envelope, but I don't really need that, because it's just going to be a little folio flip. Now, what can you do with the folio flip? You can put pictures in it, you can put little gift cards in it, you can put journaling things in it, you can put ephemera in it, anything that your heart's desire. So let's get building this. Usually what I do is I just kind of get out an assortment of envelopes, as you can see here. I also like to use coin envelopes to flip up. Let me see if I have one here. Yes, I do. I have those in a couple of different sizes as well. I like putting these on kind of like this, and then they flip up, or even kind of like this, and then they flip out. So that can be a really fun element to add. It's just a bunch of different sizes and shapes. Don't worry so much about the colors. I have quite the collection, so I did kind of try to make them some of these blue colors and some softer colors, and I think I have some little ones that are in the pink. Let's see. Let's look in this box here and see. Sorry, I think I just bumped the camera. I'll fix it here in just a second. Nope, those are like little note cards, I think, that are pink, but we might still want one of those as well, because we have a lot of pinks in this kit, and so that will be great. Okay. There we go. Okay, so, and you can see these are just little card blanks. So white on the inside, pink on the outside. So we've got some of those, we got some of this. I kind of like to start bigger to smaller, and then I just kind of work my way in. You can start left or right. There's no right or wrong way. I don't really start gluing them until I kind of play with them and have a little bit of an assortment the way that I want it to go. And I never know what that way is. I don't really plan it out. I just kind of grab the envelopes and start playing. Now you're gonna glue your tabs to the other envelopes, but I don't do this yet. I just kind of wait and see. This tab could link us to another envelope that goes this way, or we can just glue it flat and just have it be our base if we don't want it to flip out again. So, and then here will be a panel of paper, and we could even put some of these tinier envelopes here if we want to put like some little pockets or things like that, but these will be added later. But I think that is super cute. Maybe I will add one like right there, but I want to add a panel of paper first, and also cut out these little extra pieces that I don't like there. Okay, so I like this. This blue one is way taller than this one. Not way, but it is bigger. This one is 7 by 5 according to my little kit here. I think it's at A7. So this one is just slightly bigger, and I like that. I like to have a variation of sizes. Usually I don't mix white and cream, but I think it's okay because I'm going to be mixing the paper with it, and I think it'll just blend nicely. Okay, let's see, how big is this one? That's another step down. So we could open this one, and then this could go here, and it could open again. So we could glue this tab here, or we could even glue it around the back. Now, if you glue them around the back, it kind of gives you a little more supported spine, like back there. And don't worry about what the back is going to look like. That's just our construction area, and we will cover and fix that up. Now, these could lean in, kind of line up here a little bit. And I'll fix these, of course, when I glue, but I just kind of like to see it. So this will go like this, and I'll flip and flip, and then we'll have something here. Flip, 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 flip. And then, let's see, what else do we want it to do? What else do we want it to do? We could go again like this, or this one. You can even tuck these into the pockets. So like this one, we can tuck our little strip here into this pocket so that we can have almost like a page. So this would glue down here, and of course we'll have paper covering it there, and that almost makes like a little signature without having to do any sewing or anything, because we are keeping it summer simple here right now. Okay, so that's going to glue in. That's going to go this way, and we could even use one of our printed envelopes. Let's see, let's get back to here. We can put this one even back here, so it could even just go like this, and then it could open out and we can have a fun little pocket there. Now of course, even on these digital ones, I will still cut these little tabbies off, because I don't need them to keep anything in. And this could even be a tuck at the top, or we could have a tuck back here and here. So let's go ahead and glue this foundation. I think this is what it's going to be like. So this is going to go here. Oh yeah, I wanted this going around the back, and then here, and then here, and maybe I want like one more here, so that it's smaller like that, and then we could put this one over here to kind of keep it all like this, just kind of enclosed and encompassed like that. Okay, and so these ones are all extra. We will still be using some of these other little pieces here though, so we don't want them to go too far away. These CD envelopes are really fun too if you want to make like a little shaker element that could even just, or a window that could just go like right on the front, and you could have a little flip up, and then it could flip open, and then all of these extra flips, or we could even just have it like right here on this one. You just have to remember how they all flip so you don't get ahead of yourself. There we go. We could do it like that. So then this would flip up, this would flip out, this would be attached, so it would flip this way. I don't know if I like that, but I'm just gonna leave it to the side, show you some options. And that is where it gets so much fun, because you can just all of a sudden start having all of these fun little flips and notes. So now for the tedious part, you just kind of go through and find the papers that you like for each of the envelopes as they are here. And you just kind of fit them. I don't really measure, I just kind of, I tear, I mark. You can use a pen, you can use your fingernail, however you like to mark. And then typically I will just either fold the paper and tear it, or I'll use my trimmer here and try to make the straight marks. Couple of things you want to keep in mind when you're gluing. These are envelopes, so they all have that little bit of adhesive on the lips of the envelopes. You want to make sure you cover that either with paper or that you use it as your gluing surface, because otherwise it could become sticky to things you maybe don't want it to be sticky to. So keep that in mind, and also keep in mind functionality. We want this to be able to turn and flip and do all of the things and still be fun. So you got to look at where all of your folds are and keep cutting. Don't let this part stress you out. Remember, we're keeping it summer simple, and the covering is just part of it. So it's kind of like working with an altered book. Sometimes I get to the end and I'm like, ugh, just tear another page out already, because it takes a while. But that's okay, we got this. We're keeping it summer simple. We're not stressing. And we're just gonna let it happen. And I love a trimmer that will allow you to trim these little tiny pieces, because sometimes you really do just need a little sliver off. Now, if I have a spot like this where my paper, I cut it maybe just a little too long or a little too wonky or whatever, I always try to keep closer to the edge that's going to be a pocket, because then it can be nice and straight. And over here we can use some ink, so no issues there. This part that is ripped here, I may glue this on and then cut a little notch out. So let's do that, and then we'll ink this whole envelope just because it's awful white. Which white is not bad, but it is bright white compared to the rest of this stuff. Usually I print on an off-white cardstock 65-pound weight, and this is just actually printer paper because I knew I was going to be gluing the papers to all of these envelopes. So sometimes you can choose to go with cardstock with these digitals, or you can just print it on printer paper. And when you print it on printer paper, if you're using white, it does really print out the colors very, very vibrantly, and I love that. So especially for this, sometimes I like the colors to be a little more laid back and subdued, like in when I print on off-white, and other times I just like it to just be bright and loud. All right, so this one, you can see I tore down here. I'm gonna add some extra ink there, and maybe before I glue this down, I will stamp something in there just for a little interest. So don't let it stress you out. There's always a way, there's always something you can do, and we don't have to spend a lot of time inking this. I mostly just want to ink the edges just to get rid of that white. I'm gonna ink pretty heavy down here in this corner where I know there is that rip. And there was a rip up here in this corner too. Now I embrace those rips. I like them. I'm a junk journaler. I love a torn edge. I love something underneath peeking out. If you don't, you can cut them straight as your envelopes will allow, because sometimes envelopes are a little uneven as well. So they're kind of like working with file folders. Sometimes they're great and perfect, and other times not so much. So just do what you can do. Don't let it stress you out. It is okay, and it'll be beautiful. I love how these start coming together once you get the digital papers on them. Lots and lots of beautiful patterns and just all the flips going together. It's so great. Okay, so I didn't glue this in yet, as you can see, because we're gonna ink here and then we're gonna notch everything. And in this spot here, this is going to be a pocket, so we can put another paper in there to embellish this area, or we can just ink the whole thing. We could stamp the whole thing. We could put some sentiments in there. You can do whatever you want to do. You can add another envelope. But remember, like right here is this adhesive part, so we want to get that part all covered up and glued down, either with paper or by attaching the envelope in there. Okay, so this one is all inked. I love how that looks. We still have our very vibrant flowers, which I'll probably put Nuvo on. I did put Nuvo on some of the other flowers, and I'll probably show you a little clip of that here. I love adding Nuvo. All right, so there's our little torn part. We're just gonna try to snip it out. There we go. Loving that. We'll add a little more ink around there just so it looks like it's supposed to be there, and I haven't decided if I'm putting paper in there yet, so we'll just add some ink for right now. And that is the beauty of these as well. If you don't totally have a plan, that is okay. All right, so there's that part. That's going to connect in here. Let's put this piece on over here and see what I need to do in the corner. I love these suitcases, so much fun. Now before we glue this in, we could make this a little slot pocket as well, just by going along the line here, and then we can tuck a tag in there. So you can use a razor blade or a little craft knife and a ruler or whatever you like to use. I have a little box cutter here, and somewhere I have a little self-healing mat, but we'll just go without it for right now. Hopefully I don't regret that later. I try to look at a spot here, like here would work, but that would be a little smaller tag. I try to look for a spot that it would just be like natural to have a little crease right there. Now sometimes I use my scissors once I have a little spot. Okay, so now when we glue this, we're gonna not put glue right here because we want this to be a little pocket. You can put washi tape around this or on the back to kind of help it stay a little more sturdy if you want to. In fact, I think I will. Let's do it. If we're gonna suggest it, let's do it, right? All right. Let's do some pink polka dots. I feel like those are appropriate for this collection. Oh wait, that's linen tape. That's not washi tape. Let's see, what else do we have? This one will work. doesn't need to be fancy because it's not going to be seen. It is just for sturdiness of this pocket. I don't want my pocket to rip. Oh, come on. There we go. I sound like my little grandbaby. She says, come on. Okay, here we go. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this washi tape right over this slot, and then we'll cut the slot again. And that will just give both sides a little extra strength and sturdiness. It should just cut. Again, a little easier if you have a little craft mat out here. I have a glass mat actually underneath my papers here. I don't want to cut on that. There we go. Okay. And we can look at the back here, what's going on right there. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be a little slot pocket. So this will glue down. And we can put something right there. Now we can cut it a little straighter if we want to. We can add some ink, which I think I do want to add a little ink. Fix everything with ink, right? We'll do this side, a little bit of ink there, get rid of our white cuts on the paper. Okay, let's glue this down. Actually, I think I might want to put a little bit of some scripty font in there. And by scripty font, I just mean some kind of scribbly font. Can be anyone. They come in all brands and writings and all kinds of things. So look through your stash. You may already have one. Put anything that you like right there. And I think we're going to have a little peek out here too. So let's do that. Some are simple. If you don't have this, don't worry about it. You might put a little washi tape in the corners to have a little peeking out, or maybe some, see, it's going to show just very, very lightly in the corners. You might just do some inking there. You can do whatever it is that strikes your fancy here. So we're just going to go close glue over here. And I want to glue on this edge. Now we have to be really careful when we're gluing because we have this slot pocket here. We don't want to glue it closed. And I think I have a little bit too much on this side. So what we're going to do right now is make sure we've got it right side up. And we're going to put glue right here because that's where it's going to glue down. So right there, and we can go up here too. That's totally fine. And then we're just going to glue on the sides here and over here. And then once I get it on there, I'll glue the bottom. All right, let's line this up. I think it is just a little bit too big on the one side, so we'll trim that out. And again, we're gonna press this part down and keep this part up. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, now we'll trim this piece off because it was too big. I had a nice tear going on there too. I kind of liked it. That's all right. Okay, so I need to ink this side and glue the bottom down. And just by gluing the bottom here, it will close that little pocket that we put in, and no worries. Okay, then we can add a little bit of some ink. Make it look like it's supposed to go with the rest of it. Very cohesive. Okay, and so you can just keep adding along. That's gonna go right there. I love that. That's so beautiful. Look at our little touches. You can just keep adding along. And I'm gonna do that and I will be back with you. You can also stitch along these if you want to. Just remember they are pockets. So if you stitch along the outside, watch where your pockets are. Okay, I'm gonna get these covered and I'll be right back. As I'm covering these papers, I realized I want this one here. I want this little shed piece on my envelope here. But I don't know that I really like this divide, and I think I'd kind of like a pocket. So here's what I'm going to do. I've been covering and inking and covering and inking, trying to get back to you guys. But here we go. Can't wait to show you what I've been doing. We're just going to ink these edges a little bit. Just the sides and the top. I'm not going to really worry about the bottom just yet. And I'm gonna cut off this piece with the flower right underneath the shed, kind of where it looks like a line there already anyways. Just gonna use my trimmer. And then this bottom piece is going to become a pocket right over the shed. Okay, so I'm gonna glue this down how I need it to go. And we're not going to worry about the bottom edge because it's going to be covered. Now what I might do, since I printed on printer paper and not cardstock, is I might just line this pocket with another piece of paper here. This one I got a little... I want to try to keep it out of the crease here so it can bend nicely and not be fighting that edge. And I love my Barely Art glue. It gives me just a second to relift that paper without any tears or rips or issues. So that is fantastic. All right, we're gonna put that down. And that closes good. Okay, now here's what we're gonna do for our pocket. We are just gonna take this little piece of cardstock. We're gonna glue it right on here. This will also help me cut out a little notch. Sometimes my punch does not like to do very thin paper like printer paper or copy paper. So we'll just give it a little stability here. And I'm not too worried about the edge because I am going to ink. We can use our trimmer or we can use our scissors here, or you can tear it, whatever is your jam. You do that. All right, let's make sure that's the right width, and it looks like it is. That's great. Okay, we're gonna cut this off so that it's a nice edge there. And I'm gonna put a notch up here just so we know it's a pocket and it's cohesive, because I've got notches on all the other pockets. There we go. And I want to really get my ink down in there because I've got a little bit of extra edge I see up here that I did not cut off. That's okay. Just want it to blend nicely, and again on the side over here as well. Ink saves the day. I love it. And I love these beautiful flowers that reminded me of my grandmother, who really liked flowers and floral gardens and all the things. So this is such a beautiful collection. See, now I really love this. It looks like there's the shed in the background and we put something here in the foreground. And it fixed my my problem here that I wanted to put a pocket out of the same paper. So I was able to stretch this paper just a little extra. And I love that. Put that just right down there. And just double check that we can still bend, and we can. Perfect. Add an extra flip here, and I'm using some of these pieces from Angela's kit, I believe. They had pictures in them, and they were beautiful pictures. They're just of people that aren't my people, although I have to say the one picture really made me think of my grandbabies, maybe how they might look if they were on the farm. There was little cows and little girls, and it was so sweet. I can't find it now, but know that the photos are cute. If you want to add them, this is one of them. They're here somewhere, but I did take them out. Oh, here we go. So there's the cute little girls with the cows, and this lady just looks like she's so relaxed. So you can leave them in there if you want to, or you can take them out. I chose to take them out. What I want to do here is I am going to make this little piece of pocket, and I want this to be very cohesive with everything else that I'm doing. So I've inked along this pink paper, and I'm going to add my scripty font just to the edge here. just to give it a little bit of interest. And you can see I just keep stamping. It's okay. There we go. And we'll do the same on this side. I did not ink on this side yet. Apparently I need to. This one's going to be a flip and a pocket all at the same time. There we go. Just some extra little interest. Okay, so these were in a strip of 4, and I cut them out and I left 2 together. And what I want to do here, oops, this way, this way, this way, this way. I want to put this on here. So I'm going to put glue in the bend. I've used a scoring tool to get this to bend exactly where I wanted it to. And then I'm going to glue these little tiny fragile pieces and leave the bottom open so you can slide in a photo. If you don't want to slide in a photo, you could also just cut it to fit this little square and glue it in there. I think it would be cool just to have it slide right in there. So let's get this glued down. Of course, it doesn't want to stay down. And I did back these little frames on cardstock because I printed on just regular printer paper. So there is 2 layers there. And you can see I've got my little pocket notch because that's what I've been doing. So when you slip in your photo, it'll be cute, just like this. So it'll look like this. And then we'll glue the other side in a minute. Let's ink it here real quick. I totally forgot. And you can definitely tell the difference. Now this one, I'm gonna just glue the bottom and the side and leave it so that you can tuck things into the top there. This top looks like it's doing a little better. The other one just kind of looked a little fragile. So we'll just glue the bottom here and the side. And squish this back in there. Did I put glue on this side? I don't remember. Yep, looks like I did. Everything's sticking, so that's great. Okay, I've got to be careful with the top here because it is a little bulgy until we get our photo in there, and that'll be a little more sturdy. Perfect. Okay, so now we have it like this, and what I'm gonna do here is on this side, I'm gonna put it where I think it needs to go. There, on that side, and then on this side, I'm gonna glue it down here like a pocket. So we're just gonna glue the 2 sides. And I'm gonna put a little bit of glue down here in the seams just to help it stay there. So on this side, it won't flip, it's stuck there. And this space here you could use for some journaling. That's a little pocket, so we could put something there. You can put a photo here, maybe do some journaling. On this side, you can put a photo here and open it up and then have some journaling. And I do want to ink in there because it is a little bit white. We'll just give it a little bit of some color. We'll leave the center just a little bit white so that if you're journaling, it will be great. This is what the back looks like. So you can see all my flaps and construction. So for the last and final thing here, I am just going to, I shouldn't say final because it's so much fun to play on the inside. Once we get to this point, I will show you everything. But I wanted to show you putting this back piece on because if you want to put a closure, a ribbon closure, now would be the time to do that. I'm not going to do that, but you absolutely can. Just put your ribbon here and glue it and then let it go around to the front to tie, and then we'll cover it up here in part of the construction. I oftentimes will skip the closure just because I feel like it's fun just the way that it is. Sometimes it's fun to use some Velcro on the front as a closure, but you can do anything that you want, whatever makes you happy and keeps it summer simple. Alright, so let's just put a little ink around here and then we'll go ahead and do a little flip through and see what else we can add, because this is the fun part. All the pieces are covered. Alright, I love that. I like to keep the back a little bit flat because it's going to be laying on its back when you're doing all the flip flapping. Okay, so these are all my extra pieces. You see, I have tons of extra things. I can make another project, which is fun. I love that. Oh yeah, I was gonna do something with that. All right, well, this is how mine turned out, and yours will turn out so different in however it is that you like. See, a little piece of Velcro right here would keep this closed, and that would be a nice closure. Or you could have that ribbon coming around and tying. Now you can put any kind of sentiments on here that you want to. There's all kinds of fun extra things we could put on. I just kind of wanted to keep it summer simple and show you that you can just simply use these envelopes and glue some things together. I did do some stamping and some inking, but you don't have to do that. Now these were so cute. I used the little words as a little envelope closure, and then some of the little cutouts to put inside of the envelope. How fun is that? And okay, we'll get back in there. There's one in here too, but it kind of sunk down in there. I'll have to retrieve it. And there's also room in here to put a little card. Of course, there we go. Turn the camera on and it doesn't want to. So there's all kinds of little pieces that you could use to put in here, tons of little cutouts. I kind of like this flower actually, and the pig might be kind of funny. Stick him down in there. All right, try to stay calm while you got pigs coming out of your envelopes. There we go. The reason there are pigs is because this is a collection. There's other little animals too. There's ducks and chickens and all kinds of things. A summer retreat in the countryside is the collection. So there's all kinds of wonderful people and things you might do in the countryside, like riding bikes and collecting flowers and looking at the beautiful gardens. There's some cows. Yeah, so all the things. I think I'm going to tuck this little flower right here, just because it fits in there really nicely. But you could put a little tag or whatever you like there. So here we go. Let's do a full flip through, and then we'll see where we can tuck some of these tags. I did love making these little tags. I just put them with some Nuvo, and I put them on some cardstock just to back them and inked them, so they'll be fun little journal spots, and we can tuck them into the pockets. Okay, so here we go. Little flip. And here, I thought this might be a great place to journal, so I didn't put another pocket, but you absolutely could. You could put some more fun little envelopes here, one like this maybe, kind of stagger them down the row like these flowers are kind of cascading. So if you want more, you can definitely do more. Now here's a spot I need to put a tag in, and I think I really like this one with the flowers shining out. And let's see, maybe we'll do this one just because it can kind of tuck under there. And then when you take them out, you can see the little shed. You could also put another little envelope here if you wanted to in this spot, so that it kind of fits alongside the flower. But it does start to get a little bit bulky. So here I have a spot with those photo frames to put some photos in. And then I made a little pocket right here using one of these little cards from Angela. And I love putting Nuvo on these flowers, making them just pop. We could put a little tab there. Angela has some beautiful tabs in the collection, but I did not cut them out. So just to show you, it is just a little tab like this. We could easily put it on there. I don't think I'm going to do that because that's brown and it doesn't really go with anything else I've got here, but just so you could see, you could put a little tab to pull out. And there you could put a little eyelet on it and it'd be wonderful, but you can also just keep it summer simple, just like this. So here as well, we could put another pocket. I was kind of thinking you could put a photo here, or even some paper, like coffee dyed paper right here, so you could do some journaling. I love these flowers down here. As I've said before, they really remind me of my grandma. And so I didn't do that. We need to put something right there. Let's see, do I have a little, what do I have? Maybe this one will fit in there. I don't know. So we have a little pocket there. Oh yeah, that looks great. We could put another little tab right there. And again, here would be another spot where you might be able to put some of those small envelopes, or you can just keep this spot for journaling. Another envelope right there would be really cute though. So then it could open and you could have a little note in there to go with the photo. Maybe put it under. I left this spot open here so we can slip the photo up inside, or you can just cut it to fit either way. And I think that envelope looks really cute there. This opens up and we have a pocket here. So let's put one of our note cards in there. I really enjoyed these, making these with the with Angela's collection. Okay, so there's a little something in there. And then this opens up. And we could put, oh, I was thinking that rose one. I used it in the pocket up here. This one. It might fit just perfectly right there. Look how beautiful that is. Absolutely love that. So let's glue that down in there. That means this flip out won't be for journaling or anything but looking at, but I'm okay with that. It's really beautiful. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice. There we go. And we could have made this a little pocket so you could still tuck something into it, but sometimes I don't do that on the flaps. I just like it to be pretty sometimes. Okay, so there we go. And we have this as a pocket here, so we could put two little cards in there. And then this flips out. And there's some pockets here. So we can put those in there. Or I was thinking, I'm not much of a bike fan. So I made this a pocket. But I could also put something else here and make it a pocket like this. So if you don't like, you know, want to have something in your project just because it's on the paper doesn't mean you can't cover it up or do something else. But I do kind of like it the way that it is. So let's see. Let's put some little tags in here, just in this pocket. I do not back these on cardstock, so they are a little flimsy because they're just printed from my printer paper. But they can just easily tuck right in there. And this could be a fun little ephemera holder if you wanted to send it to somebody in the mail. That would be lovely. Or it could be for maybe you went on a retreat or a trip, or you went to get away into the countryside and you just want to put some pictures and some journaling all about your fun trip. Now I could continue going with this Nuvo, and I might on these flowers just because they're so much fun and so lovely. And we could put some little gold wax on some of these suitcases to make them pop. Again, these are all just extra details that you can do or skip because like the collaboration says, we are keeping it summer simple. So thank you so much to RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr for allowing me to be part of this really fun collaboration. And be sure to use the hashtag #CraftySummerSimples. I did not show all of the paper collections because Angela and Rachel did a beautiful job of that on their channel, so you'll definitely want to check that out if you haven't seen the full collection. It's gorgeous. Both of them are, and they're very cohesive and work very well together. You'll be stunned at how many great pieces you get. I have lots of leftovers, so I may be tucking them all into these pockets and using them for another project. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I would love it if you would smash that like button, subscribe, and comment, do all of the fun things. And don't forget to check out the lineup of all of the other crafty creatives that are taking part in this collaboration. They would greatly appreciate your viewership and following along with the hashtag #CraftySummerSimples. I hope you are keeping it crafty and summer simple. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.